Hello everyone once again and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And today we're here gathered once again over the PNGs of an Ultra Pro Pokemon playmat. I mean, seriously, look at this. This one is not that bad because it's like this is the official art and this like kind of helps, but like really, like, come on, like give me an art of them like back to back or something. I don't know. So we're using these gens, like legendary Pokemon, to actually look at the previous gens, legendary Pokemon, in one of the craziest releases ever, which is Pokemon Crown Zenith, Shiny Zacian, and this one is backwards, Shiny Zamazenta. So the two legendary Pokemon from Pokemon Sword and Shield, and in such a nice package also, because as you can see, they come with a pin, which actually let me focus one at least. Like it comes with a pin, a very nice looking pin, I have to say, contrary to normal other pins. Two mini figurines, which is kind of crazy, and I actually love this. It's a shame that they don't do this more often. A promo card, sleeves, I think, and a bunch of boosters. And it does say choking hazard because, you know, functional. It says it here in case you can see. It says like functional sharp points. Pin contains functional sharp points, not for children under 4 years. So this thing has like two different age groups. It does say 6+ in the corner in a very small size for some reason, but then, you know, choking hazard for children under 3, and then sharp hazard for children under 4, which okay. And then, well, you can see the contents here. What do we get with Shiny Zacian and Shiny Zamazenta? We get one edge foil promo card, which, you know, great value, one sculpt figure of the Pokemon, one collector's pin, 65 card sleeves featuring Shiny Zacian and Zamazenta, which, you know, makes the sleeves kind of meh, to be fair, but whatever. 11 Pokemon TCG booster packs, which is a very weird number. I don't know why they didn't do like 5, because it's not like the 11th generation. So maybe there's something missing here for me. And a code card. So just for historical purposes, I guess, this is the back. This is what it says. The Intrepid Sword of Shiny Zacian V. And then the back for Zamazenta is the Dauntless Shield of Shiny Zamazenta V. And you can see, you can pause and read if you want the description. It says a bunch of warnings in every language known to man, and actually visually the boxes are pretty cool. Like they have the crowns from, you know, Crown Zenith, and, you know, the colors from each Pokemon and so on. Like these boxes are so pretty that, you know, you wouldn't want to open them. Sadly for me, this is an unboxing channel, so let's see. Let's start with Sword and then we go to Shield. Although, if you ask me, I am a Red player. So Pokemon Red, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Ruby, Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon White, which will be the closest to Red. You can always tell there is like an equivalent to Red and equivalent to Blue, right? In Scarlet and Violet is obvious which one is which. In Sun and Moon, well, Sun is red, Moon is blue, and so on. I think that the most difficult one is White and Black, Black and White, because see, blue in the back, because they are different colors altogether. But overall, you know, it works because, well, White is hotter as a color, so it's closer to red. A lot of plastic, as it is usually the case. So we're going to just open everything and then open all the boosters together. So the sleeves, usual Pokemon sleeves made in China, 65 sleeves. The art is kind of weird, and it does favor Zacian, which I think everyone favors Zacian because it has a sword in its mouth. Since I am a Red player, obviously I bought Shield. Oh, I bought both because they came in a pack or something, and I'm that type of person. But I played, the one I played actually was Shield, and then I lent Sword to a friend. So these sleeves are not the best ones in my opinion. I understand why they do this yellowish gold thing, but meh. Then it says Pokemon Trading Card Game in the middle. It just feels like a knockoff kind of thing that you will get, so it's nice, but meh. Then the promo card, Zacian V, which looks actually pretty nice and looks like a shiny. Well, looks not. It's actually a shiny. Is the shiny version of that Pokemon. So not bad at all. Looks pretty nice. Interpret Sword and Brave Blade, Steel type Pokemon. A code that you can use to redeem the same thing digitally. And the boosters, which I'm still confused as to why 11 specifically, but well, I'm not going to complain that we get 11 instead of 10, but ideally it will be 10, but this is going to be a long video because there's a lot of boosters. So love this. Like the box closed is beautiful. Now, yeah, it occupies a bunch of space, and now let's see the pin first. So usual Pokemon pin with two needles, so two pins. And then this design is actually pretty nice because it's very dynamic. This is what you normally complain about in pins. Give me a cool art. Don't give me the stock PNG like, Ultra Pro does with their playmats. Like, Ultra Pro, if you're watching, I love you in Magic because the playmats are cool. You use the art and it's cool and all that. And you do like the cool portfolios and all that, but man, your playmats for Pokemon, why you can make them like better? It's some licensing limitation. I don't get it. So nice looking pin, and then Lapis de la Resistance, which is a sculpt of the Pokemon, which is actually very nice. It does feel a little bit flimsy because it's like it's this hard rubber kind of soft plastic kind of thing, but it's very detailed and very cool actually. And does it stand easily? Well, it does. So we celebrate. And before I move on, so nice pack here. Before I move on, let's see the other box, which, so this one is very close, very tight. Okay. At least you're the first person opening them or something. Like pink on the inside, which is nice, or like soft red, depending on what you want to call it. Let me get rid of this cardboard and then plastic here. Same logic, so same sleeves. I guess the idea is that you buy one or the other, not the two, but still they look very cool, and they are like one versus the other, which is kind of cool. It comes with Dauntless Shield and Assault Tuckle, which is kind of cool. Like one next to the other, like very cool. The code that you can use. And then the 11 boosters also from Crown Zenith. Interesting because it doesn't say like Sword and Shield Crown Zenith, it's just Crown Zenith. Because it was an expansion and yada yada. Then the token here, the pin, also very dynamic, like one against the other, very cool looking. Like again, this is a type of design that really hits, right? You can put both in a backpack like this, fighting each other, or you can put them like this. Like, see, this is what the playmats should be like, dynamic art like this or something or whatever, instead of just. So let's put this one here, and remove this plastic. Last but not least, this is obviously more robust than Zamazenta, but because, well, Zacian is a shield, it makes sense. Very robust. It's actually heavier because, well, it's bigger. And a little bit of a mark there by default because, just open it, but kind of cool. Copyright Pokemon Company. So it's not like a super limited detail figure, but it's a pretty cool figure. It's like kind of like an amiibo, but not really. I kind of like it. Kind of cool. I wish we had more of this. So I'm going to put these two bad boys here, contrasting the other, back to back. Otherwise, they look like they're fighting. Both are steel types. I'm going to sleeve this at the end. So I'm going to put steel here, and then the metal pins. I don't know, let's put them here or something. And let's see if I can fit all the cards in there because now Card Mania starts. So very cool art. In case you're wondering, like, what's the difference with the normal versions? Well, the normal versions are like dark blue and red, and now it's light blue and pink. So, some shiny Pokemon have radically different colors to their normal counterparts. Others are just like a different tone of the same color, right? So for me, it works. Oh, look, a classical cat. Salandit in the Van Gogh style. Oh, let's go right away, pulling the heavy hitters. Cricketune just doing quite a tune in a park with a bunch of other Pokemon just chilling nearby. This is a beautiful card. Gotta love it. Like this is the La La Land of Pokemon. It's just beautiful. Look at that. You have a Golbat just chilling there, a bunch of Emolgas, Cricketune just chilling, like all sorts of Pokemon everywhere. Like, look at that. I love it. Because this is what sells you the Pokemon world, right? This is what we want. Ooh, and an Entei too? Like, what's up? Let's go. Look at that fiery Entei. Fury and fiery. Get it? And then the energy it uses is normal energy, which bam, 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 bam. Because, well, you have explosive hit dash as an ability, but whatever. Metal energy. Then energy switch. And trekking shoes. Lunatone. And last but not least, code for you. So that was very good for the first booster. I don't think that's going to be the level in every single booster, so don't get too excited. We're going to ninja this one. Let's go. I don't think we're going to, exceed that level of pulls right away. Galarian Mr. Mime. No, that's cool. Shinx. This is from I love it when they do like cycles of cards of like, okay, in this one all Pokemon are just chilling around the house. So Jinx is going to read a magazine or something, and Galarian Meow, and Purloin is going to be on top of a computer, and so on and so on. Like I like when there's some like consistency to it. Water Energy, Graveler, a very dynamic Graveler. Pokemon Catcher, and a Salazzle. In a very cool design, I have to say. Code for you. Some people have asked me in the past if I don't play the Pokemon TCG like game, like the application, the virtual game, the video game, and the answer is, well, not that much. I played the original one, the TCG Online. I didn't like the designs that much in the game. Obviously, what's important is the card game, so it was like, well, whatever. And I played. Oh, another crazy pool. Let's go! Like 3 boosters, 2 crazy pools. Come on, baby, let's go. I know that it's not about money. It's just about the design. Look at that beautiful Bidoof. And everyone loves Bidoof. If you played that generation, you know that Bidoof is the one that carries your team. This was before all those commodities. We had to do like hidden machines for stuff. And Bidoof and Bibarel were the OGs because they could do like strength, cut, dig, surf, and all that stuff. Now, if you were like me and you always pick the water starter, yes, I know the irony. I always pick the red version. I always pick the water starter. There's a story behind that, by the way. The reason for that is actually this is the same end of booster as the other. What the hell? Like, it's destiny because I actually love turtles. So, as you may have seen, every time I pull up a turtle Pokemon or like a turtle card in Magic or in Yu-Gi-Oh, I love turtles. So by default, I was going with Pokemon Blue, Blastoise. But I don't know if there was an error in like a lost in translation message there, or it's just that the red was the one available. I think that apparently what happened was that another good pull? Well, let's go. Rayquaza V. Crazy. So, see, we don't need video editing. I can do all the effects myself. Nice. Look at that reflection. It's like a mirror, a Rayquaza mirror. Like like dragon, and then 1 electric for Dragon Pulse. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Well, it is what it is. And then one fire energy, 1 electric energy. Spiral Burst 20 plus, you may discard up to 2 basic fire energy or up to 2 basic electric energy cards from this Pokemon. This attack does 80 more damage for each card you discarded this way. Go Rayquaza, go. So, first Dragon type, a great Dragon type. These boxes, I was kind of sad about opening these boxes because I really love the way they look, but like the figurines in person are very nice. And the pulls we're getting, it's worth it. It's worth it. I like these cards. So, back to story time. I don't know if something happened, like something got lost in translation or something, but whoever was the person that, I don't know if my mom asked for someone to get the thing for me, or I don't know what happened exactly, but the truth is, that person was like, oh yeah, he would like the dragon more, because, well, everyone loves Charizard, so he wasn't wrong there. And with the time now with all the knowledge that I have, this is not copium, like I really think this, I prefer the exclusive Pokemon that Pokemon Red had over the exclusive Pokemon that Pokemon Blue had. It didn't matter because with Pokemon Red I actually managed to have all 151 in my school days, and I was the king of the playground until it got corrupted because I also caught Missing No afterwards, because someone told me like, yeah, you also have this Pokemon. This is the last Pokemon. I was like, okay, let me catch it. And, it corrupts your saving. Yada. I remember the day the game was erased. We were actually buying school uniforms in the summer, getting ready for the next school year. Another crazy pull? Come on. And... well, let me pause the story before I go crazy. I don't know which card is going to pull, but I know it's a crazy pull. Let's go, Duskull! My God, look at that! And it's in the same park as the I forgot the name of the Pokemon, as the Bidoof apparently. It's like amazing. See, beautiful card. Nothing much to it. It just leaves you perplexed. There you go. Perplex, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Look at that eye, how it shines. I gotta love it. And a Ditto? Rawr! And this was before the Dittos from Pokemon Go. One of the most crazy, beautiful things the Pokemon TCG has ever done was the Dittos in the Pokemon Go set, because you wouldn't get them. You need to see the icon and you will peel another Pokemon and see Ditto. I will love that because it will reflect, like, that's Ditto, number one. And second, it will reflect what actually happened in the game. You catch a Pokemon and then it will be like, oops, turns out it was a Ditto. So yeah, I remember that day very clearly. We were out buying school uniforms and I was just, as we normally are, bored, very bored. And I was like, well, let me pull my good old Game Boy, and I would just like walk the usual, right? When you're a kid with a Game Boy in the middle of the Pokemon craze, you develop this ability to like be able to follow your mom while you play Pokemon. So you are like very close to her, and you are another Cricketune? Come on, let's go! Like, now someone is going to come in the video like, well, actually, Crown Zenith had a very high ratio of like full art cards, so it's not that special. And we were like, oh, okay, I love these cards. Look at this. Another Cricketune. Another Entei? What the hell? Is the same booster again? Like, are boosters repeating and I'm just not realizing that I'm opening the same boosters again and again and again? Luxio and Rescue Carrier. Now, that's interesting. No, but I don't think I have another Luxio, or do I? No, I had a Sphinx. Huh, interesting. But at least the two foils, the same foils, it's crazy. So as a kid, you develop this ability of like walking like with the Game Boy in your hands, just like this, and just follow your mom's back from the distance, and never, that's, I mean, I'm not advocating for it. It's very dangerous. You can, so if you're not like multitasking properly, you can fall. You can, maybe there's a hole in the ground and you can go through it, or if you don't see what you're doing, you can get run over by a vehicle or something. Oh, Dragalge, let's go. Like, so I'm not advocating for it. I'm saying that it's just a skill that you develop when you wanted to play Pokemon at every moment. So my mom didn't allow me to just go crazy there, so I could only do that if we were in a controlled environment, such as a department store, which was the case. So if I was in a department store, it was like she was just like looking at clothes and like clothes for me, mind you. But I was just like, I want to play Pokemon. And I remember pulling my Game Boy and being like, let's go. And starting the game, freezing time just stopped. And I also stopped in place. And my mom was like, hey, come on, what's up? Ooh, Aggron, let's go. And I just stopped there. I couldn't believe it. Turn on the console again. My save was gone. And I was like, no, Mom, you don't understand. And, bless my mom, she did understand. Like, she knew, because, there was a lot of things in this Pokemon craze, like things that come, that like stickers, figures, like the Pogs or Tassels or whatever you want to call them. And she will help me actually collect that, and she will enable me as long as I had a good grades and all that. Like, she was like, sure, you want me to take to your friend's house so you can trade that Pokemon? Oh, let's go, another one. Roxanne, you don't wanna get by that fossil. It's a fossil, really. I was like, oh well, the Aerodactyl is gonna get you, but then I realized it's just a fossil. I was like, oh, oops. You can use this card only if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, then you draw 6 cards, and your opponent draws 2 cards. Well, that's a kick in the... And then Zacian, let's go. Look at this. Royal Boy right here. Battle Legion and Slicing Blade. It's not the same, well, it's just a normal Zacian, not an EX, so... Or a V. Shining, like a diamond. Crushing Hammer and Dustclops. And I remember that I was like, I couldn't believe it. Then, I went through all phases of grief very fast, like, except acceptance. Like, I was angry, sad, denial, angry, sad, denial, everything except acceptance. And my mom was like, what happened, etc. Like, nowadays, if I do that, another one, come on. Like, if I do that, and, I will be like, oh, it's maybe the battery is dead. Riolu, let's go. And you see, everyone is in the same park chilling. Like, this is crazy. Nice. Well, nice pulls. Like, well, again, like, someone please let me know, because someone is going to be like, well, the pulls are not that good. Like, that set is like notorious for getting a lot of like full art cards, but like, I am enjoying this beyond belief. And I will explain to her, and she was like, well, did you try this? Did you try that? And it's like, yep. And she was like, maybe you deleted by mistake. And I was like, no, that's impossible, because I think I did it at the beginning once or twice, because I tried every starter before I was like, yeah, Squirtle is my boy, because I wanted to try the others just to see, but I was like, nah, I want my turtle. And I remember that we actually stopped shopping for a second, well, for some minutes, a lot of minutes, because I was just like, I can't believe my life, what is this, right? And thankfully my mom supported me through that childhood trauma. But yeah, and then I was like, well, I guess you need to catch them all again, do the game again. But I never really enjoyed repeating myself, and you will be like, well, that's crazy, because you repeat the same stories a lot in this channel. It's like, well, that's different. But like, I never enjoyed replaying a game that doesn't have like new things when you replay, you know what I mean? So this one, like, yeah, you can try different things, but I really thought my choices a lot. Another one? Like, we didn't have internet or anything. Well, we had some internet, but like, so I couldn't be like, oh, let me see online in the wiki what's the best option. Like, just talking to people. Another Cricketune? Like, nothing against Cricketune, because he's singing and all the other Pokemon in the park, apparently, which are the other cards that we're getting. But like, nice. Like, I have 3. I have and a Rotom V Star. Like, come on. This is the blessed booster. A Rotom V Star in all of its glory, and a Cricketune full art. Like, now, hopefully all boosters are like this. obviously that's not going to be the case. And then this, because if that will be the case, then, if everything is special, nothing is special, which is kind of what's is happening with Magic the Gathering. But still, what a crazy booster. These are the good boosters, the ones that, the ones that hook you into the addiction of opening boosters. Don't do it, kids. It's like gambling. Just buy singles. Trust me. Emolga. And yeah, basically, I did it again. I mean, what else can you do? But I remember that I don't remember if I went for the 151 again, or just completed the game, just to have a competitive team again. Because one thing that you have to realize, like a sign card? I didn't know this existed. Signed by the illustration? This is very cool. It's actually pretty cool, not gonna lie. Because one thing you have to realize from our youth is that when the OG Pokemon was a thing, people will challenge you at any point. It's like, oh, you have Pokemon? And you're like, yep. Like, I mean, if you didn't have Pokemon, you will be like, that kid. You know what I mean? So it's like, you have Pokemon? And you're like, yep. And then you knew you were about to fight. You were like, okay, time to fight. Time to, And it applied to everything. It applied to Pogs or Tassos or whatever you're going to call them. Like, it applied to that as well. It's like, oh, another one? Nice. So this is kind of a thing, and I'm actually enjoying it a lot. Artists in the Pokemon TCG don't get the same spotlight as they get like in Magic. Well, it's not like Magic treats them like royalty, but at least Magic, has this thing into their core of like, well, artists are like an essential part of Magic, blah, 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 right? So, like in that era, everything was like, oh, you have Pogs? Yes. So you will fight with Pogs. And depending on the kid that you get, it will be like a crazy battle, and they will try to take your cards or your Pogs or your like. Sadly, in my youth, not a lot of people play Pokemon because the cards were expensive. Like, the game was also expensive, but you bought the game once. And the Game Boy, I mean, some people had the Game Boy already, some people didn't really. And but they surely asked for one at that Christmas or something, or for their birthday. Nice art. But the cards were more difficult. Pogs were easier because they came with like potato chips and stuff like that, so a lot of people had them. And you had like albums and all sorts of stuff, but like, yeah, again, Pogs will be like battle of Pogs, and then it will be like this meta game of like, oh, it depends on the table you're playing, or like on the floor, and that will benefit you or actually damage you, and you will have this Pog that was like your go-to Pog that is better than others, and then there will always be this kid that has like a very thick Pog that they will be like, oh, this one is a Pog still, and it's like, it's not even a Pokemon Pog, but they will be like, yeah, it counts, and you have all these sorts of discussions, and oh, let's go. And the discussions normally will be like, I love this art for Regigigas. I remember we pulled this in another video. I love this thing. This looks more like a Magic card, which, I guess is a compliment, and I love it that it's like this ancient drawing of legend of the Star Guardian, right? Like, I love it. I love it when they go creative with the Pokemon, and the Pokemon Company doesn't get to Zeraora V, which I may need to check my archive, but I think something similar happened last time. We got like, I don't know if it was Regigigas and Zeraora, but like, let's go. The Super Saiyan of Pokemon, it's here. Although, well, it's always in Super Saiyan. It's not like it transforms, but you could assume that it's Lucario in Super Saiyan, and you will buy it. Like, let's go. Look at that shininess. Like, the horn is shiny, but then the whole card is like plastic. I love these cards. I love every card except the VMAX, because they really get to me. Lyron, love it. Friends in Sinnoh, Gloom, and a code for you. So yeah, like the Pogs were a thing, and the reason why the stakes were so high is because, yeah, people had a lot of Pogs because, you just bought a bunch of potato chips and Cheetos and all that stuff. So they were really not that expensive, but you still could collect them. And some people just collected them, some people played with them, and some people really played with them, and some people were really competitive about it. And you always had that bully kid. Nice. You always had that bully kid that is like, no, we play for money. Well, in this case, it was not for money, but it was for keeps. Like you will bet your pogs or tassos, and it will be like your best one, or the one that the other person picked. And sometimes you just want to play pogs, and the other person is like, nope, we have to play for real. It's like, okay, and you will have these disputes where like the teachers will be involved, the moms will be involved, because it's like, oh, he stole my tasso. It's like, oh, you didn't stole it. I won it. I didn't steal it. I won it fairly and squarely, right? It's like, well, and all sorts of things. Like it was the Wild West. Now it happens to a degree, like with Fortnite and all that stuff. But with physical stuff, good memories. And in Pokemon, which was digital, you had this thing that you should be always ready to battle, and it was easier. Oh, Zamazenta. So we got the couple, boys. Nice. You will always get ready to battle, and you since it's more difficult for someone to grab your Pokemon and run away, it will be more difficult for you to bet Pokemon during fights. Well, some people did it, and if you lose, I will get this Pokemon or that Pokemon. And sometimes you will bet Pokemon from your team, which was crazy, and sometimes you will just bet a Pokemon that the other person was missing because you didn't want to trade or whatever, right? And you will trade it for a Pidgey or something like that. So. Or a Rattata. I actually love Pidgey and not so much Rattata, so it will be a Rattata for me. Oh, I see another one. Crazy. So it was the Wild West, and you also had this thing of like, if you didn't have Mewtwo, everyone played with Mewtwo, right? And like the teams will be like, there was no like competitive scale here or like mandatory. Ooh, Voltorb, like Hisuian Voltorb, nice, which is made of wood. So Cheerful Charge and Ram. Look at the cute boy there, like next to the acorns, and I love these cards. I really love these cards. I wish every Pokemon card was like this. Now, you will be like, well, but it loses value. If you give me these cards as art cards, like they do in Magic, without the text, just the drawing, I will still like get them all. I love them. Actually, I will argue these ones are worse for playing because like reading the text is a lot more difficult. So, I'm a simple person. I see Pokemon doing cool stuff, I celebrate. Like I will even say that this art could be bigger, but then yes, it will depreciate the VMAXs and all that stuff that occupies like most of the card. We got a lot of trainer cards in this set, by the way. Graveler, we got a lot of Gravelers too. And 2 to go, by the way. We're almost there. This old guy talks about memories from Pokemon's past. I remember actually that the last Pokemon that I had to get was a Flareon, because well, you only have one Eevee and you only have one evolution. I remember that I had this mission of like not just checking the Pokédex, because I realized pretty early that the Pokédex will count it as you have it even if you don't have it. Like as long as you had it at some point, you could just, and some people did that, they just trade with each other and they trade back just to count the Pokemon as like, oh yeah, I had it. And I didn't like that, because if you want to be a Pokemon master, you have to have them all and they have to be with you, which meant a lot of work, because I will have to like have a Charmander, a Charmeleon, and a Charizard. So that means that you have to go through all of them, evolve it, and then stop, get another one. It was a pain. With Eevee, it was easier. You just need 4 Eevees. Well, back then, now you need like 7 Eevees. But I remember I had this dispute with a girl because of this. It was like, oh yeah, well, can you please borrow me your Dragonite? She told me. So that I can mark it as I have it, and then I can return it to you. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, like no problem. And she gave me like some Pokemon. It wasn't like even a cool Pokemon, because the idea was for me to lend her Dragonite for her to have it in the Pokédex, because some people didn't care the same way I did, and that's perfectly fine. For some people. Well, see, I was talking about Mewtwo, and in the last booster, here comes Daddy Yo, like Mewtwo V-Star, amazing art, fighting with Charizard, which is like the Pokemon Origins anime ending, like right here. Like, look at that. Like, the two of Pokemon's poster boys just fighting, like, going full Super Saiyan at each other. Boof. Boof. Like, love it. And then a foil energy, which, you know, is like the two worlds. But actually, foil energies are fairly weird. It's not like in Magic. So, oh, it's like a texture foil. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's like a texture foil. I was like, well, yeah, it's a foil. No. It's a texture foil. Look at that texture, boys. Look at that. Now, do you think when you started the video that I will get excited about an energy card? Not really, but look at that texture right there. Mamma mia. Okay, then a normal energy, an electric, and a Luxio. And before we finish the video, I will finish the story. So, yeah, as you can imagine, I passed her the Dragonite, and then when I was like, okay, you can send it back, she was like, nope, and disconnected the cable and just run away. And I was like, sorry, nanny the hell. And for better or worse, this was at school, and it was a very funny thing because I had to explain to the teachers what happened, and the teachers were like, she took your what? And I was like, okay, so there is this Pokemon, there is a dragon, and I landed the dragon, so it's in her Pokedex, and I had to explain this to like very like fairly old adults, and they were like, sorry, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, but you have to understand, she stole it from me. And she was like, I didn't steal anything, I just have my Game Boy. And thankfully there was one teacher that understood the concept of digital property and was like, no, you have to send it back. And that teacher was actually supervised the trade, and she was like, oh, so this is how it works. Like, God bless that teacher. And mind you, I don't even like Dragonite that much, but it was my Dragonite, so there is that. Now, for the end of the video, well, is it worth it? Well, if you can find it, this is fairly old by now, so I don't think. But in my opinion, it's very worth it. Obviously, it depends on the price, as everything with these things. But you get 11 boosters, which, yeah, it's a weird number of boosters, but you get 11 boosters. You get 65 sleeves, like if you buy one, right? Like if you buy the two of them, well, multiply by 2. And then you get a pin, a very cool pin, a very cool figurine of Zacian and Zamazenta. I just really wish they did this more often. Maybe this doesn't sell as much because kids don't go that crazy for this, but I don't, like, maybe obviously this is cheaper to do, I guess, but I don't know of many kids that get crazy for pins. So like, this is to put in your backpack or hat or something, not in your shirts, because your shirts are going to get all full of holes and damage. But hey, overall it was pretty cool. And, you know, sometimes fortune favors the bold, because I was like, well, I don't want to open it, but hey, let's open it for the channel because I want to show this thing to the guys and the girls that, and you know, and we pulled a bunch of cool cards. Like, this thing is full of cool cards, and I don't care that much about value. We will see the value, I guess, when I edit the video, or we edit the video, or whoever edits the video. But like, I'm pretty happy. So thank you very much for staying and for listening to my ramblings about old times of Pokemon. And let me know what you think about this. You prefer the figure, the pin, or just an oversized card, or a playmat? Sometimes I prefer a playmat, but that also affects the price, right? So, and what do you think about 11 boosters? And do you have any story about Pogs or old school Pokemon that you want to share? Please share. I will be more than happy to reply and relive those debates and that wild west. And I hope to see you next time. Would you subscribe to Packs and Recreation? Bye.